Hi, I'm Thomas Brokaw and welcome to my presentation for my Uber virtual tutorial. Just to go over quickly what my project is and why I chose it. My project is going to be a video tutorial that you can watch and if you so choose follow along on teaching you how to start up using Uber, how to properly request a driver, and how to do it safely. The reason I chose to do this project, however, is I've seen many people that could have easily just turned to Uber to solve a lot of their issues when they didn't immediately have a vehicle present. Like if they just need to get to point A to point B, and not in terms of like a long-term solution, but just this would have really helped if they had known how to use the app right then and there and they had it set up. And again, another thing with it is I've seen people that actually use the app, but they do it in a very unsafe way where they're not actually taking into account the information you're supposed to be paying attention to, and it puts them in a dangerous situation. Like if you're at a public event and if you there's a lot of cars coming to pick people up because of there might be people that were drinking or they carpooled to get there and they may not have a ride home, so they're going to use Uber. Problem is they might get in a vehicle that isn't actually their Uber driver, and that puts them in a lot of danger. That could lead to kidnapping and any worse situation there. But moving on to how the class topics pertain to my project, in terms of acquisition, I actually got my data from two different sources. I got it from the actual app itself, Uber, which was just me doing a very thorough, like, kind of run over of the app as I went through, just figuring out every little detail there was to know about how to sign up, how do you actually request a driver, what are the options, and of course, how do I know that this is my actual driver, and if you're in the driver's side, how do I know this is my client, and what you should know as a client so that your driver can actually identify you. In terms of classification, however, I went with a structured file system as well as a public and unsecured YouTube video. So the file system just breaks down into a primary folder that breaks down into two smaller folders, one holding screenshots of the app and another just holding my interviews. The video is my actual like main project where it's going to demonstrate my data. It's going to be public. It's not secured outside of just my account, but it's public information. There's nothing pretty sensitive or needs to be protected in there. Excuse me. With storage, I actually chose three different locations to store my project. I'm using my PC's hard drive and solid state drive that's password protected due to my PC. It's very easy for me to access and transfer it if I need to, and it has a plenty of space. There's a full terabyte in each of them. We also decided to do a USB due to the fact that it's portable and it provides a very nice backup. I can easily just take it anywhere I need to go. And it is a sizable one. It's a good 32 gigabytes, so that's enough. That's more than enough space for the video. My final one was Google Drive, so that's just a cloud option. Again, it provides another backup, and it's not something I can just accidentally misplace. Like, say, God forbid my house burns down, I still have the Google Drive up there. My project is fine. Obviously, I probably have bigger issues, but that is still good. And when it comes to analysis, when I was going through the project and I was getting my data and looking it over, I actually found that the sign up process for Uber was much easier than I thought it would be. And on top of that, I found you actually do need to enter your financial information into the app. You need to add like payment methods. This is purely just so you can pay the drivers when they give you your ride. You can do your tips. It's just, but they do take good care of it. And I did find the clear evidence on how you can do it safely with driver information and client information, so you know exactly who you're expecting. And when it comes to the actual presentation and visualization of my project, that was in the form of a YouTube video. It will demonstrate again how to use the app in terms of sign up and requesting a driver, as well as the safety protocols in terms of the what the driver needs to identify you and what you need to identify the driver, just to prevent any horrible situations. When it comes to security and privacy, my project didn't really need much. I'm not exactly taking people's specific information and displaying it. It's more just processes on how to use the app. So there wasn't really anything I needed to encrypt and hide myself and protect. The main thing would be financial information on Uber, but they already do that for you. So again, it was not something I had to worry about. When it comes to archival, I'm going to be moving it into two different spots. I'm going to have a separate USB and an external hard drive I'm putting it on, it's reliable storage and it's easy for me to move around, take it with me if I need to. And of course, I will leave the video on YouTube up. That there's no reason for me to take it down. It could be very helpful in the future to somebody. And so, as far as I see it, that is going to remain up there. So, getting into the actual app. When it came to the sign up process then and like what information was needed for it, I actually found that really all you needed was a payment method and your cell phone number because everything else, be it your name, email, and passwords and stuff, that was all already on your store account. Due to, on be it the Play Store on Androids or the App Store on a iPhone. It was pretty much the same either way. You could just hit like link your social, you were able to pick your email, and it just popped right in. It made it very simple, and it reduced a lot of the work in that field of the project. When it comes to actually requesting a driver, you can also see on the right I put up the the two main primary things you're going to see on the screen during your like kind of the request. It's going to let you choose ride or eat. We're not focusing on eat. The eat is just Uber Eats. It's just food delivery. But with your ride, you just make sure that you are selected on ride. You just hit where to. Ensure that the actual location you're at is correct. Usually it will be. Your GPS is pretty good nowadays, but again, just check that the top address there was correct. You just punch in where you want to go. It'll usually just find it right away and verify that you are in the spot that you say you're at, and it will try to find a driver near you and send them your way. And that gets you into the most important part. And this is the main primary reason I wanted to do this project was you have to pay attention here and look right here on this screen. I did borrow this from another website, and this is the only thing I have borrowed from someone else. But you can see here when you use Uber, it does tell you exactly. It gives you a picture of the driver. You get their license plate number as well as the make model of their vehicle. And basically you can see who they are, but even before that, when you see their vehicle, you know that's your vehicle. And of course, there are the situations where there might be an identical vehicle in the area, but again, you have the picture of the driver. So if that doesn't match up, you do not get in that car. It's a very simple process, but it keeps you safe. The only other thing here is your name is on your profile, and you should always make sure that's correct. Your driver will always ask. They'll say, "Can you give me your name?" They're not going to tell you your name directly. They're not going to say, "Are you Abby? Are you Jacob?" That's simply due to the fact that it is their only identifier that you are the person they're supposed to pick up. And we're going to do just a little demo of the actual project. Since it is a video, I'm only going to play about maybe 20, 30 seconds of it. That way it doesn't take up too much time. Hi, I'm Thomas Procott and welcome to my video tutorial on Uber. The main goal here is to show you how to use the app as well as how to do it safely. Because if you really think about it with Uber, if you're not doing it properly and you get into someone's vehicle that comes to pick you up and then 5 minutes later you get a text from your Uber driver saying, "I'm here, where are you?" That's a pretty bad situation. You've probably just been kidnapped. We'd like to avoid that if at all possible. And another thing before we start, something you'll notice is I have a cursor here. That is due to the fact I'm on an emulator, and this is purely for ease of recording. Your screen will look exactly the same as mine. It's just when I'm clicking with my cursor, you're going to be pressing with your finger. And this is based on Android. So if you have an Android, it would be kind of exactly the same. If you're going off the App Store, and again, this will be uploaded onto YouTube by the time come tomorrow on Thursday, October 8th. So if you want to see the whole thing, it'll be up there. So just a summary of the overall project. What I wanted the takeaway to be is that I want people to understand that Uber is much easier and simple to understand than you think, and it is a lot safer than people usually think. They think as soon as you use Uber, you're more likely to get kidnapped. Of course, there is the risk that something bad could happen to you, but if you actually pay attention and use the information they give you for your own safety, it is very unlikely to happen. And when it comes to what's next from my project, I would say basically I'm going to leave that YouTube up there, and primarily just because it is a large platform, it could reach many people and hopefully provide them the help that I wanted the project to do in the first place. And again, thank you for your time. That was my presentation for my project. Again, the video will be on YouTube. If you wish to take a look at it, you can. My work started this small. All I had was that one picture. And thank you.